Hello, homies, and welcome to a special broadcast episode that we are putting out to let you know about an incredible seminar that is coming up in Australia. I have with me today the incredible Michal Yakir, who I cannot believe I finally have you on the podcast. I know Sarah's interviewed you on my podcast before, but I haven't had a chance to. So welcome, Michal.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with us, we have my bestie, Sarah Valentini, who is helping to organize an incredibly special seminar in Noosa, Australia, from the 7th to the 9th of August. And Michaela is traveling all the way from Israel to Australia for this once in a lifetime, not to be missed, incredible seminar and trituration. But firstly, let's talk about the seminar, Mikhail, because you have been doing some very incredible work on ancient plants. So can you tell us about the ancient plants that you're going to be talking about at the seminar and yeah, just some of the work that you've been doing around that, because I know that you're writing a book on it as well. So just tell us about the ancient plants.
The book is already having 550 pages.
Wow.
Yeah. So, actually, a bit before the corona began, I got an answer for a long, bothering question. What is the role and how can I understand the ancient plants? And I started to organize them according to botanical order. I even went back to the university and took a 1 year course of ancient plants because my botany past is long ago. And what I saw was, maybe I've learned it, but actually, even when I studied botany, we skipped it. And that's, I think, important part of many ancient plants. We skip them. If you think of it, we use tuya, like copodium. If we are really advanced, we used equisetum and ginkgo and maybe sequoia. Yeah, that's it. But actually, there's a lot of remedies. Some very old. Sabina, juniper, Felix mas, Phaedra, Taxus baccata, and so many others, and a lot of new ones. Actually, homeopaths all over the world were doing trituration and proving of ancient plants and kind of, again, hiding them, like burying them in the drawer. When I ask them, they usually just say, yeah, yeah, please take it, take it. We just didn't know what to do with it. Or it was there and nobody paid attention to it. So this old forgotten quality, which is now highly required. And when I took all those remedies and organized them according to botanical order, which is usually what I did with the flowering plants, I found out first that we have again 7 columns. So the archetype of seven, an octave, is there again and again and again. Being Jewish, I'm using a lot the 7 days of creation, but and the Kabbalah, and it helped me a lot. But actually, the archetype of 7 is just like a fractal, repeats itself again and again. When I looked at it and I asked, okay, so what was this ancient fractal? And I will just say it's mosses, lycophyte, ferns, cicuses, ginkgo, the gnetals, which are ephedra and velvetia, and the conifers, and 7 is the flowering plants. The flowering plant is part of this whole octave, and in it you have another smaller octave, which is the columns that we've been talking about for 20 years. So it's like an inner octave. What is transferred in this octave, and this big octave? And again, I arranged the remedies that I got from everyone, and I've done more than like 30 trituration myself. And I arrange it according to this order, and taking every column, I would say, as if one remedy again. And it became clear. It was earth talking.
Oh, Earth
Earth, yeah.
talking. Earth was talking to you.
Earth talking. Sorry, my
Wow.
English. Earth talking about its evolution. And then I realized that actually everything is Earth evolution. We are part of it. We're just the last stage of Earth evolution. But this stage that we are in was prepared actually over 500 million years before that. I'm sure that before, I just haven't gone that far. I'm still in my late 500 million years. And in every stage, Earth was preparing awareness, ability to love. It reminds me that once a colleague of mine, uh, she she was working with retarded children in a nursery, and she says, "You think that teaching them to plant something in a pot would be easy, but it takes you a year because you have to first teach them rudimentary things like go from here to the table where the plants are. Take a pot. This is a pot. Fill it with earth. This is earth. Then you need to go from here. So all those stages that for us we do it in like a minute, for them, and we are like that. It took Earth millions of years to say separation, to say I'm high, to have high and low, to have motion, to have disconnection, to build awareness is actually so difficult. We think that it is simple, but again, if you look at let's say a worm, then the level of awareness is very simple: hot, cold, food, no food, yeah, wet, no, not wet. That's it. And we are able to have lifelong trauma because the mother was not there for us. But actually, have a mother being there for the children took for life again 500 million years. The dinosaurs, dynasty of 230 million years, only the very last million years, some dinosaurs learned to take care of their offspring. So now their descendant, the birds, does it mostly. But you could see still like turtles, they lay eggs and go away. Many lizards, they lay eggs and go away. So in the sea, many fishes, most fishes just lay eggs and go away, or spawn and go away. So having this ability to even care for your offspring and then later care for others, for which for now, when you think of this decree, love your neighbor as you love yourself, and then later on the Christ who says love the other, it took millions of years for Earth to reach this point. And the ancient plants talk about these stages, but also of the price we had to give whenever we gain the quality. Because let's say you gain awareness, you lose innocence. So there is, every time we gain something, we lost something. And nowadays, in our time, which approach actually the seventh part of the octave of the seventh octave, so it's an inner fractal, to gain all those qualities again and correct them with awareness. And this is what Earth is asking us. You know, one thing we do nowadays, whenever we are doing a trituration, I'm asking, okay, now what do you need from us? We are always asking, oh, that's very interesting mineral. What is it good for? But maybe it needs something from me. It's not, it is an entity. It's an energy which has a quality, and actually we call it diva of itself. So what does it need for us? And the more you ask it, the moment you put your attention there and ask this question, you get answers. You know, trituration actually is the Hahnemannian protocol for preparing remedies. So what's the difference? The difference is that when a pharmacist is preparing remedy is he really doesn't want to feel anything, because otherwise he will not be able to work. So what we do is we put our attention, but this ability to put your attention into something and want it and plan it and change reality with it is something that was attained over millions and millions of years. And these lessons now, it's like you have a torn fabric and with many holes in it, and you need to correct it, to recidify it. In the Kabbalah, we call it tikkun. It means correcting and again putting things back in, or a karmic correction, I would say. So we are now required to do a karmic correction for Earth, because we are now the most evolved envoys of Earth, and we are part of her. And if we forget it, we see what happened now. We often are saying, oh, we will go to the stars, like Earth is a jump start to the stars. But no, we are here to be on Earth. And when we will jump to the stars, it should be with this awareness. And awareness, think of it, what does it mean to be an awareness of a planet? Not one person, of a planet. And that's actually the intention. One day, Earth will seed her awareness all over the universe. But we cannot forsake where we came from, or being understanding that the whole thing is a huge entity which is evolving, and we are part of it. And when you remember it, everything changes. When you know that someone is your brother, you can't treat him like he's an object. And when you know that people are your brothers, that whoever they are, Jewish, Arabs, we are one, sorry. That's the only solution for any strife, which is nowadays seen so much on the planet. In Sudan, in Nigeria, in so many places on earth, in Ukraine, you see this strife. No, you are not me. You are not me. Therefore, I can kill you. No, yeah, we are me. You are me. And earth, but this must be done with awareness and with love. And this was the lesson that the ancient plants has prepared the soil for it. And beside that, of course, ancient plants are great for old age, which nowadays people are attaining easily, but not arriving very gracefully there. It's for autism, which became a plague, even for cancer, for all kind of dementia, for all kind of diseases that it seems like we don't have an answer, but actually we have there an answer. And I hope to talk about it when I come to Australia. And for me, Australia bear a very important place in my heart, because I'm sure I once was there. I'm really sure about it. It was like, yeah, I came home. But Australia bear the knowledge, the seed of knowledge of what I'm talking about, this connection, this effortless connection with Earth, with Mother Earth, this knowing that we are one. So we will talk about it when we will, in the lecture where I will give, it's good that we have today, so I can introduce actually all the columns with examples and so on. And then we will do 6 days of trituration, where we will take plants and material from the land and in a certain order and listen to Earth talking. And when we do that, and when we do it with awareness, we are healing Earth. This is why I'm doing this, like acupuncture points. Then I'm doing homeopathy for Earth. And this is for me the main reason, because it's not for money. We don't earn money from that. But it's the calling. It's a calling. Can we heal Earth with our awareness and with our very, very special tool, which is homeopathy? Thank you.
There is absolutely nothing that I can say after that because what you have said is so beautiful. And you know, when somebody says something and it just hits a nerve, when everything resonates and you know what this person's saying is the truth, that's what I feel like when you were speaking. And this karmic correction of, having the awareness of doing that, it just feels so right.
Yeah.
Something I'm always intrigued in is how a person came to think the way that they're thinking. Is there like a particular ancient plant that you worked with that gave you this revelation? When did this revelation come to you about, well, firstly, asking, what can we do for this substance to help heal it, but then also this ancient karmic correction. Like when did this come to you?
So it's not when, because it was not a one-time event. It's a series of evolution. And eh, it started, I think, with my teacher, Marko Pogacnik, whom I've been from Slovenia, whom I've been working on meditation for Earth for 10, 15 years, 20 maybe. And he told me that I can talk to mountains, to trees. So I started talking to them. And then actually the 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 real change was one day I was in the museum. There was a global warming exhibition, and there was this big poster showing how over just stripes of measuring heat and it's showing the average temperature on Earth in the last 100 years. And it went from blue to red. It was that simple. It was just average. What's the average in the last 100 years? And you could see Earth is warming up beyond a flocculation. And being a scientist, it was very clear. Like you didn't need any word. And I stood under it and I said, "Oh my God, Earth is telling me that if we don't listen, another extinction is coming." Because what I came to understand is that there is extinction, which actually ending every epoch. And after that, something new and totally different is starting up. Do we want an extinction? Not nice.
Mm.
So, and then I started to look at it from this way. And I started to read it, and I just did the trituration, and it just came. I even don't know when it came. I'm just now be editing um, 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 a proving we did on Lepidodendron, which is an ancient lycophyte, a fossil.
So it's a fossil of an ancient plant.
Yeah, it's a fossil
Um,
of. I will talk about it, I promise, because I think it's one of the most. This is the lycopodium that was really a tree.
Wow. Do you know what we
You
know when
always hear,
before we started recording, you were saying, no, we've met before. And I was like, no, we haven't. And then I remembered I called you that one time, but I think it was like 6 o'clock in the morning for you. And we were chatting and I said something about like a podium and you were saying, no, that's not true. What's in the Materia Medica about it, like evolving
yeah,
from this big tree. So we have met before. I'd forgotten about that. But I was like, I think it was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and I called you awake, like trying to get you on the podcast. Oh, that's funny. When you talked about like a podium before, I'm like, oh, that's right. I do remember that now. So this is the
yeah,
actual like a podium, this
yeah.
fossil.
But this one was a tree. Lycopodium we work was never a tree, because there is nothing.
Ah,
There is no such thing, de-evolution, that a tree becomes become a 20 centimeter herb.
yeah.
There
Okay.
isn't something like that. It doesn't happen. It can become a bit smaller, but not a herb. And lycopodium, we know this is another line of evolution, which is family or group of the lycophyte. So like you could say lycophyte, like the lycopodium looked at it and so I would never be a tree. That's actually the reality. So there were trees, not even in the family, but in the line of the Lycophytes, and they got all extinct, but they were the first trees. And when I asked them, what do you need from us? It says, remember me, find out who I was, understand what I was, what I had begun, and and then give me a feedback or make me part of this belief, but in belief and devotion,
Mhm.
and know that what will connect us is mercy.
Like make us part of your
The
paradigm, like part of your kind of beliefs, or
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
but give me back, because when we give them back this awareness of today, the love awareness, this is what they crave. So they say, first be aware of me that I'm an entity, and then learn my lesson, but then give it back to me. I would say, suffused with your mercy, which is a quality that you have learned. It is a new quality. Mercy is a new quality that man has perfected. We don't always use it, but we have this ability. And I would say the last one was, maybe a pivotal point was when I worked with cypress trees, those high, tall, and they told us and told me, you can say, you men can say I because we were. And I was, oh, okay. So it's an ongoing process that I'm a slow person. So I don't have just one revelation. I have like again and again and again until it sinks into me. Ah, okay, it's like that. And then when the moment I understand that, I'm I'm ripe to understand the next stage.
Beautiful. And why did you feel it's important to go and visit the Daintree, which I think the Daintree is the oldest rainforest in the world, isn't it? Here in Australia.
That's the answer.
Okay.
That's the answer. It's the oldest, and therefore I know that there are. I was there only once with Gabriel, and I think there was plants I didn't understand them at the time, but also being there in a place which kind of remember the beginning. And in Australia, you have few things which are really old, like the Wollemi pine, which is again actually a dinosaur tree, which a miracle that it is here.
So you
Yeah,
sound like you're really excited to visit it again, and this time with a different. It's great
yeah.
that you've been there before because when you go back, you go there with a different kind of, viewpoint.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
so excited to be joining you and Sarah and everyone else because we've just traveled around Australia. It was supposed to be 6 months, and my plan was to go all the way up to the Daintree and then come back to Western Australia. But our house sitter cancelled on us, so we only ended up traveling 3.5 months and only made it halfway up New South Wales before we had to come back. So when I heard that this trituration is happening in the Daintree, I was so excited. And then to have this seminar in Noosa is going to be unbelievable. Like I wish people can understand what a unbelievable, like once in a lifetime opportunity this is to learn from somebody like
Yeah.
yourself with so many years experience. Sarah, you've got Michal's Wondrous Order book with you. My copy of your book is at my clinic. I'm just recording at home, but I just want you to hold it up for anybody watching on YouTube or Rumble. Can you like just open up a couple of pages there, Sarah? I know it's such a heavy book. I have dropped it a couple of times because it's so heavy. I've gone to get it out of my book, but there's the most beautiful images in there. It is just gorgeous. It is such a beautiful, beautiful book, and I refer to it all the time. Sarah was the one that got me onto your book. It was a couple of years ago now. She's like, "How do you not have Michal's book? It's so good." So I purchased it, and it is just one of my pride and joys in my clinic. But you can see, just for our listeners, you'll see there's beautiful images in that book. It is so lovingly put together. Every homeopath needs to have that. And she's got the table in the back of the book, which I don't know if Sarah will have time to kind of like flick to the table, but that just helps you to prescribe. And
Well,
then just this opportunity to spend time with you and learn from you is going to be unbelievable. No Australian homeopath has any excuse to not be there. Anybody who wants to travel from overseas, you still have a couple of months' time. It's the 7th to the 8th of August. So we've got 2 months, right? July, August. There are still a handful of tickets left, which is why we wanted to get this episode out to you straight away. So please, everyone out there, share it with your friends and your colleagues, and let's get this room completely packed because this is something that's not going to be repeated. You are going to learn from the master or mistress. Did you say mistress for a master for a female master? No, mistress is weird.
I
Hey,
don't think there is a word
no.
for it. There was never one.
So you can learn from the guru. Is there a guru in? I don't know. Just from Michal Yakir. She doesn't need a label. She is Michal Yakir. No label needed. You can learn from her yourself in person. And when you have a bunch of homeopaths together in a venue like this, it is so potent and so powerful. And the small amount that you'll be paying for the seminar, you're not able to put actually a monetary value on what you will be getting out of that, how it will give you confidence and help you understand these plants on such a deep level. The ancient plants sound unbelievable, and the messages that they're going to be helping us and helping to expand the consciousness of the planet as we're working with these and we understanding on how to prescribe them to our clients, we are going to collectively be helping heal the planet and moving all of this forward.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've got goosebumps. I just think it's going to be unbelievable and I cannot wait. Sarah, just logistics wise, is there anything else that people need to know about? Yes, actually purchasing the tickets. Where do they go for that? We'll have it in the show notes, but maybe just have a chat with us about that as
Yeah.
well.
Well, we have just some try booking links. So, and I just wanted to clarify, there's two different events that Michal
Yes.
is coming for. So we're going to be in the Daintree for 6 days doing the
Home.
triturations.
It's
Um,
before the seminar.
and it's before the seminar from the 31st of July to the 5th of August. And then we have the seminar from
From
the
the
7th.
8th of July. Yeah, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And then the seminar is the 7th to the 9th of August.
Yeah.
So you can join either of those events. The seminar is going to be in Noosa. So it's, in a lovely holiday spot. It's going to be a beautiful venue. But this is a really amazing opportunity to, everyone who's just listened to this podcast episode, I think when Michal speaks, it's like she does speak on behalf of that connection that we have with Mother Earth, like nobody else I know. And so, I can't get enough of it. That's why I'm really, actually, when Michal was here, when she went to the Daintree last time, she was like, I want to come back and I want to go to Uluru and again, and I want to do the triturations here. And so this has been a long work in progress for this visit to happen. And so it's such a great opportunity to sit with Michal and listen to her wisdom.
Mhm.
And it's at the perfect time, I think, especially for the ancient plants. We have this, I use them quite a bit for the children that I work with, actually, because I feel like especially the nonverbal autistic children are showing us the way, and they hold so much wisdom, and it's about being able to access that, and to kind of reflect back at them what we see about them, or what they might know. So there's so many benefits about I mean, I think as well as a homeopath to come, and it's like a spiritual experience. I think everybody gets an upgrade in some ways in this deep understanding of our connection with the earth, and as homeopaths with the remedies that come from the earth,
Mm.
that she speaks through them. Really, we can hear her through the remedies too. So please, please, please join us. We'll have the two try booking links for each separate event in the show notes. And there is an event page on Facebook, which I'll add there as well. And so if you have any questions, you can put it on that event page. And we hope to see lots and lots of people there.
I've just had a thought, Sarah. I think you had an email address that people can use for this as well, because actually some people don't know where to find the show notes, even though it's, pretty easy, but not everyone's that
Oh,
familiar
yeah.
with podcast platforms. So I have had people say to me, I don't know where to find the show notes. And I remember you having an email address. What was that?
Yes. It's Michal Yakir 2025 at gmail.com.
That might be easier. So MichalYakir at gmail dot, sorry, 2025 at
At
gmail.com.
Gmail. Got
Okay,
it.
excellent. So we've
Got
got
it.
that. Michal, are you joining Sarah at the Uluru proving that they're going to be doing it?
Yeah, I
Are
am quite
you?
sure I will. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my word. Sarah, have you still got tickets for that left?
Yes, there's still
Oh
tickets through
my
the Golden
word.
Spiral School website
Oh,
as well.
I'm so
Yes, I
tempted to come along to that, but I just
know.
don't think my family are going to talk to me because Michal is also joining us in Bali. So the 23rd to the 25th of August, Sarah Valentini, myself, and Marcus Fernandez is organizing the Unleashing Homeopathy Conference, which, by the way, there are some tickets left for as well. So you can go to unleashinghomeopathy.com. Michal, I can't wait to see you there and give you the biggest hug ever. It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be
Thank
amazing.
you.
Alrighty, ladies. Well, I look forward to seeing so many of our beautiful listeners there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Eugenie. Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank you. It was great. Great talking to you.
Bye.